So, are you ready for a home inspection when it's your house you're selling? Hi there, it's Robyn Burdett with Remax West End. I'm here with Joey Donofrio, and he's one of the home inspectors that I've been using for years to help my buyers when they're looking at buying a house. But as a seller, you need to be prepared for a home inspection. So first off, Joey, I want to talk to you though about a pre-listing inspection.
Pre-listing, I think it's a great for the sellers to understand their house in a whole new way, to know what an inspector is going to look for, to discover potential issues that you might not even know about as a homeowner. Like, even in my house, there'd be stuff that shows up on a home inspection, and we live in those environments every day, and so it gives us a better understanding on, what is on the buyer side, what is a home inspector going to look for, and gives you time to prepare to fix those items.
Right.
And if you get a home inspection on your own home as a seller, you don't necessarily have to go get a licensed person to fix it.
No.
Where if the buyer's agent comes in with their home inspector, they're going to require or ask that, hey, this needs to be done by a licensed contractor. So you end up saving a little bit of money on the repairs if there's anything major that come up from that pre-listing, and it avoids you. Maybe you had a major issue that you didn't know about that's now discovered. I've heard both ends where people say, well, you don't want to know, because if you know, you have to disclose. But you do want to know. You do want to know major, because if a buyer comes in and discovers it after the fact and you knew about it, it's never good for anybody.
Well, and that brings up a great point. There are disclosure laws in the state of Virginia, and the one that we deal with often has to do with something wrong with the house. Is there a material defect? So when I have sellers decide that they are going to get a pre-listing inspection, I tell them this is for their information only, because I really don't need to know it. If they choose to fix things or not fix things, the next home inspection is or is not going to find it. That's one, and part two of it is that as great as Joey is on finding everything, the next home inspector has a different set of eyes, a different procedure. And so while you may think, okay, I've check marked everything off on the list, my house is now perfect, there's going to be items. It happens. Yeah, there's going to be some items that are going to come up.
And I always tell people too, as you get a pre-listing inspection, we're looking, as long as the major things are found. Mm-hmm. Another inspector's going to come in where I might not be pointing out cosmetic things. He may be pointing out cosmetic things. And so, he's going to find other little things, but hopefully that pre-listing inspection that you got doesn't miss a big thing.
Right.
And that's the whole goal of a home inspection. Even whether you're doing it on a pre-listing, you're doing it on the buyer side, our whole goal is to avoid the $1,000 fixes.
Exactly.
But be expecting, being part of a homeowner, you're going to have little things, $100 here, $100 there, and that's part of home ownership.
Yeah, I agree. So now you chose not to get the pre-inspection, which is absolutely fine. I would only say probably maybe about 10% of my sellers do. And a lot of the ones that choose to do it are ones that might not have maintained their home as well as they should or could have, just due to circumstances. So they just want to have preparedness. But now you have a contract on your house, and the buyer's asked for 7 to 10 days to get a home inspection. What should the seller try to do to make sure that their house, besides turning on the lights and making your bed, but what should the seller do just to prep for the home inspection? So there's some things that they might be able to do that you then wouldn't have to write them up.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to make sure that the inspector has clear access to things in your house. Electric panel, that he can get access to it. He's going to have to remove the cover off it to take a look at the wiring. Water main shut off, that he has access to your water main shut off, that there's not tons of boxes in the way. Your exterior hose bibs, make sure there's access to that. Attic access, make sure we have access to the attic. Your HVAC system, make sure that there's a clear space, and there always should be a clear space, that you never want to clutter that up. Make sure there's access to your water heater. If you have gates, make sure the gates are unlocked. If you have a door that has a deadbolt that you use a key to lock from the inside, make sure that stuff is unlocked so the home inspector can access that, open the doors. Sometimes I've seen underneath decks, they have a fence, and then they have a lock on it so we can't get under the deck. Deck's very important. We want to be able to see the structure. If you have pets, I'm a dog person, Robyn's a dog person, we love our animals.
Yes.
But some people may not like dogs or not be the dog people that we are. And so make sure dogs are locked up. Make sure they're crated. Make sure cats are. And also, because we are opening up doors, windows, and stuff, we don't want to let your precious puppy or cat out and lose them. You know,
Right.
so make sure that they're protected for those areas. But yeah, make sure we have access to the main components of the house. If you have window decorations on, we are going to be opening up and closing windows, so remove those. You know, we're not perfect people. We do make mistakes, and if something's on a window, we don't want to break it by opening up a window. So those decorations, make sure they're taken away, so just to avoid us breaking something or costing.
A lot of the things that you're already going to be doing to get your home ready to put on the market, such as caulking your tub, checking the grout, making sure that that all your fixtures are clean and that you have light bulbs already working and all the lights, are things that are going to help with the home inspection too. And of course, replacing the furnace filter is a big one. I can't tell you how many times that we've gone into one and I don't think the seller knew there was a furnace filter. So you need to make sure that everything is ready and very much in good condition, because buyers, we want to buy your home. They are not looking for things wrong with your home because they are at this point and want to buy it. We just want to make sure your home is the rose without the thorns. So anything else you could think of?
That's it. I mean, just make sure it's a nice, smooth process. It's preferred during a home inspection, if we're doing it for the buyers, the sellers aren't there. Because it gives the buyers an opportunity to walk through the house, and they really have that freedom, and they can talk with the home inspector freely, because home inspectors, especially when we're doing it on the buyer side, we're working for the buyers, and we're supposed to convey that information to them,
Right.
and not anyone else. And so a lot of times it allows the buyers to ask questions freely to us, and that open dialogue, and actually goes for a smoother process for you and everyone involved.
Very good point. Plus, you really don't want to hear what they're saying about your house. I know when I sold mine, I didn't want to know anything. I was just like, so.
My house is perfect.
But if you would like more information on a pre-listing home inspection, let me know. Joey would be happy to set up a time and have one of his inspectors come out and do a pre-listing home inspection for you, just to make sure that your house is in great shape. Otherwise, it's Robyn Burdett and Joey Donofrio, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you.